and welcome to card 1 of my 2013 Halloween card making series. So I started off with this little tombstone image. This is from CC Designs Night of Fright Meeples stamp set. And I used my Memento Tuxedo Black ink and this just stamped it onto a scrap of scrap 80-pound Copic quality white cardstock. I've always recommended either the 80 or the 110 pound. And lately I've been having people ask why I kind of go back and forth. I don't go back and forth as much anymore. I pretty much stick with the 80 pound for coloring. When you're just starting out, I recommend the 110 pound because it's a little bit thicker. It gives you a little more leeway with blending and whatnot because the cardstock's thicker so that the ink doesn't seep out from underneath your stamped lines. I prefer now using the 80 pound because I find it doesn't absorb as much ink, so it's faster, it's easier to trim it with scissors, and I just like it more. I like it for layers and whatnot as well because, again, it's thinner, but I love my 110 pound. That's what I use for my card bases. So it's kind of up to personal preference, but that's kind of my reasoning behind it anyway. So yeah, I colored the little character. I decided to kind of make her look like a little zombie-ish sort of character, obviously a very cute one. So green skin and purple hair, and then I went on and colored the bow and the pumpkin with my different shades of orange. And then once I had that, I'm going to color the tombstone itself. I think people, if you've watched any of my videos, I don't lay down a perfect base when I'm coloring with Copics because I find by the time you're done with all the layers and the blending, you can't tell anyways. So I just lay down just a light layer just to make the blending go a little bit faster. But scribbled on the C5, and then I went in with the C7, and then finally at the C9. So when you start doing the darker layers around the edges that you have to be a little more careful, but the rest of it, it just doesn't matter. You're going to blend it out anyway. So did that and then blended the C9 and the C7 together. Then I took the C5, started blending it some more, and then I decided to even go a shade lighter and took the C3 to really kind of blend everything together. And just so it wasn't too dark. So did that, and then for the little ghosty, wanted to leave him obviously looking white, so I just used my BG000, and then I just took my colorless blender to kind of press that deeper into the cardstock, and then that was it. So I trimmed them out just with my detail scissors, and then I'm using the Bella Boulevard. This is the Trick or Treat 12x12 that I showed in my recent haul video, and I just trimmed out this one little piece from the one sheet of pattern paper. And then I used my MFT Notebook Edge Dynamics because obviously the piece looked like a notebook, so I thought, oh, might as well really make it look like one. And then just matted that with some green cardstock and didn't apply the adhesive to where the little notebook edge was, so that part kind of sticks up a little bit. And then I die cut some pumpkin cardstock and then this chevron cardstock, which the skull side of it is actually called No Brainer, which I just got such a kick out of that. I was sitting here laughing for I don't know how long because obviously I don't get out very much, but I just love quirky little things like that. So I adhered that, and then this ribbon is actually from Michael's. I bought it years ago, you know, for $1, I think. So just random ribbon in my stash. Wrapped that around the card front and tied it in a bow. And the sentiment is from my Witchful Thinking stamp set. So I grabbed just the basic Happy Halloween from the set and then inked it up with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I've already got a video on my channel about my favorite black inks and why, if people are kind of new to my channel and were wondering. And I just stamped that onto some purple cardstock, trimmed it down with my paper trimmer, and then I'm just using my scissors and freehand cutting a little flag end to it because I just wanted to cover the little wording that was on that pattern paper there because I just didn't want that on my card front. So I adhered that over top, and then I'm just going to use dimensionals to adhere the main image because I thought it would just look cuter popped up like that. Just kind of figure out how I wanted it to sit on the card. So I did that, and as always using scissors to peel off because red line dimensionals like this, it's kind of a pain to peel off the backing. But if you use a good sharp pair of scissors, it works perfectly. And I love these dimensionals because they stick like nothing. This card is not going to fall apart at all, ever. And then I grabbed, this is just my Martha Stewart bat punch that I've had for ever. I can't even remember how many years ago I bought this, but yeah, punched out a couple bats and adhered them to the card with Tombow Mono Multi, just using it in the center of the bodies there so that the wings can be popped up a little bit. Then once I've got that, I flip over my card front, and then I'm just using basic Scotch tape, nothing fancy. I get mine at Costco because you can buy a case of that stuff for, you know, a few bucks. And I've got a lifetime supply of tape now because, you know, I use it for Christmas presents and birthday presents and, yeah, all my cards. And I always tape over the ribbon because it makes the adhesive glide over it so it doesn't catch on it. So did that, and then matted the card front with black cardstock, and then I grabbed my new Wink of Stella clear glitter pen. So this is kind of my first time using it. I haven't done a review of it yet. But yeah, it's really cool. So glittered up the little bats and then added some glitter to the main image and to the little ghosty. And then that was it. And then it wasn't dry yet. So the easiest way to adhere a not dry card front to the card base is just apply the adhesive to the card base and then stick the card front right onto it. Just super simple. So same purple cardstock I use with Sentiment, which is actually Stampin' Up's Orchid Opulence, which I think retired several years ago. Again, I've got so much cardstock that I probably have a lifetime supply of that stuff. It's perfect for Halloween. So took more pattern paper from the Bella Boulevard trick-or-treat stuff. I just grabbed the one with the grid line on the back so that it gives a light enough area to write something. And the same pattern papers I use in the front, and then I punched out 3 more little bats from the black cardstock, and that was it for the inside of the cards. So super simple. And then I'm just going to adhere that to the inside of the card, and that's it. So there'll be a link below to my blog post with links to all of the supplies used. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!